Oh, it's you guys. Welcome, my beautiful viewers and subscribers. I'm here at a very highly respected trainer. I'm not going to tell you who it is as yet until you guys like, comment, and share. I'm going to do a little video for you guys today. Kind of like an interview with just a reason with the trainer. I'm going to show a couple of his horses, tell how much youngsters he has, and what I have planned for the future and for the multi-mile coming up at December 6th. 2025. I'm not think without wasting any time, we are go straight into the video, my people. Mad!
Anthony Baba Nunes is a highly respected Jamaican horse trainer, known for his significant achievements in the sport. He secured the Triple Crown in 2019 with the colt Supreme Soul and has won the Jamaica Derby 6 times, and in 2025, he secured the 86th running of the Oaks with Linguist rode by Dick Cardenas. He held the trainer's title from 2019 to 2021 and is currently aiming to reclaim it after finishing as runner-up in the past 3 seasons. Without further notice, here is Anthony Baba Nunes.
So, good morning, Mr. Anthony Baba Nunes. How you doing this morning?
Morning. Good to see you. That just went blank.
No man, it took a stay. It'll be like that. It'll be like that, man.
Right.
You can't hear me because the mic and stuff. I just set it like that so it can save battery.
Okay.
So, you're a very highly respected trainer here at Caymanas Park. The fans love you, people love you, the grooms love you. We want to bring it back to the foundation. Bring us back to it. Who introduced you to horse race and what age?
Well, from I was born, because my dad was a racehorse trainer. So my dad started training in 1972. I was 5 years old at that time. But we lived at Dovecot, where everybody is buried now. Right? So that used to be our home. That's where we lived, and my grandparents owned that, and my grandparents retired to Mandeville, and my parents lived there. So we grew up at Dovecot, and my dad played polo. So from when I was about 5 years old, we started to learn how to ride as well. So my 3 sisters and my brother and I, we could ride from a very early age, and so we were around horses from then. So it just happened, it morphed into that we were a horse family.
So how much has your father influenced you in how you train horses?
Well, he influenced me because just out of, the old time Jamaican saying, blood follow vein. But he died when I was 15 years old.
Wow.
So I really didn't get to train alongside him. It was more of a situation when I was a young fellow, I would, after school, come to the track in the afternoons, and I was to be around him and be around the grooms and the jockeys and the exercise riders. And so, I mean, that's where I think the respect came for the guys on the backstretch came from, because when I was small, I was hanging around them. So, always had an appreciation for grooms and riders and the people that put in the hard work.
So, what does a typical day for Anthony Nunes look like?
Alarm goes off at 4 a.m. every morning. I'm out of the house by 4:30, quarter to 5, and we're here at the track by 5:15. And exercise starts from then, and as you can see, we usually, this time of year, the babies the 2-year-olds are now basically cantering and breezing, so we finish by about 8:30, something to 9, but when they are just into the barn in January, February, and March, we're at the track until maybe 9:30, 10, because they're schooling at the same time. So race horses work first, babies come afterwards. So then we're basically back at the barn by 10, 11 o'clock. And that's when we find out how the morning went, we find out how the horses are, because when you have a size stable that we have, there's always something. There's always an injury, there's always somebody has gotten sick. It's like having a kindergarten class, if you know what I mean, of 70 students. They get sick, they get hurt. And also these horses are athletes, right? So when they work, they're going to get injured. And so that we start dealing with that. I'd say maybe about midday, we're on the phone, whether it be WhatsApp or emails or calling clients to tell them good things that are happening, bad things that are happening, and keeping them up to date basically. Compared to when I used to train in the early, 90s, the communication now is that much higher. You have to be able to communicate with your clients now they want to know what's going on. And
Yeah, that's going to be one of my next questions.
yeah,
When you just started training compared to then and now, what is the difference?
night and day.
Night and day.
Completely night. In fact, when I started training, I don't remember even having a cell phone. That was 1994. So, I mean, now it's, as you can see, I have a YouTube channel. So we put that out there for clients to be able to see what's going on at the barn, at the gate, on the racetrack. Just keep them interested and having them, because they're not able to come to the track, obviously, they're doing their own jobs.
Yeah.
So, you know, it gives them an opportunity to see what's happening. And I also train for a lot of overseas Caribbean people from Guyana and Trinidad, Barbados, so they get to see what's happening at the barn as well.
So how you feel about the synergy between owner, trainer and jockey and grooms as well?
There has to be a synergy, there has to be a chemistry, everybody has to be pulling in the same direction, everybody has to be on the same page. It's a chemistry that has to work. If you want to be at the highest level, it's very, very important that everybody is pulling together.
Okay. What is one of the challenges you face as becoming a trainer?
Becoming a trainer, or you mean what are the challenges
you face as a trainer, yeah.
As that you face? I think the two things that we face now are owners. We don't have as many owners than we used to have. We need, for any industry, you need young people to come afterwards. And yes, we have, I'm getting more and more young owners in my barn, but I don't know if that's the situation in all barns. And for racing and especially as a trainer, to be more specific, you need younger owners, younger professionals that are going to come into the game.
Keep it going.
Right, to keep it going, because the older guys are going to, whether they retire, die, or whatever, and not all of them, their kids are not interested in it as well. So that's a big challenge in horse racing, and I think that's a challenge worldwide. It's not just Jamaica. The other challenge that we have, which is very important in Jamaica, is the lack of grooms. We have good grooms, but we have grooms that are also a lot older and also are retiring. We have our good grooms are actually going away, so they get an opportunity to go to America or Canada, they're going to go. And you can't stop them, and you expect them to make a better life for themselves. But that's also a challenge at Caymanas Park.
So how much grooms do you employ right now?
Right now we have 25 grooms, but we have a water person, we have lead-up men, we have exercise riders. So it's a fairly large operation.
So how do you maintain or manage the whole operation?
Well, okay, so, you know, yes, I'm the trainer, but I have 2 assistant trainers as well. So with 70 horses, I have two assistants. One is a trainer who used to be my assistant trainer. Donovan Thompson was my assistant trainer for many, many years. Then he got his license and went out on his own. And Donovan still trains for himself, but he doesn't have a lot of horses, so he's come back to our barn. And he's a fantastic help for me, because he knows my idiosyncrasies and what I like from what I don't like. He knows my personality very well. And so, you know, we get along great, and it's always good to have somebody that you can trust. Not only trust in a sense of stealing, meaning trust as in making the right decision for the horses. And then I have certain grooms in here that are like almost extensions of assistants. You know, I'm Robin, Adrian Taylor, Stephen Smith. These are grooms that have been with me for quite a while, and they're almost like an assistant to the assistant, if you know what I mean. They keep their eyes and ears open. And it's also important that all grooms be able to recognize things, not just their 4 horses or 3 horses they're looking after, that if they see something else going on with another horse during the day and whatever, you know, it's a team. We need everybody on board, and so for us to run a successful 70-horse stable, everybody has to buy in on what our goals are.
Okay. The next question is, when you're picking this young horse is going to be a good horse, what do you look for?
Yeah, well, that's something you can't study in a book. I really don't believe you can, and I think that's what separates the Philip Fianis, the Wayne DeCostas, the Jason DeCostas, and I put myself in that category. you have to have an eye for a racehorse. You know, you look for an athlete. Conformation is very important. You know, whether they're toed in, toed out, whether they're back at the knees, over at the knees. You know, there's so much that goes into it. But over time, with experience, you basically have an idea of what a good looking horse is supposed to look like, or a real nice athlete is supposed to look like. But I tell you what, if that was the only thing and we could pick a nice horse and that would mean automatically he's going to be the Triple Crown winner, then there would be a whole lot more than 13 Triple Crown winners in Jamaica, right? So there's no science to it. There is a lot of luck, and what I like to call it is basically an educated guess is what I'm doing on the farms and in the sales when you're trying to buy horses. You try and look at the bloodlines, you try and look at the conformation, see if they're an athlete, but you really can't tell because you can't test the heart to see what they do. They have that drive, just like a human being.
Yeah.
And, you know, top athletes have that dog mentality and a heart to compete. And we obviously can't measure that, but we can do the other parts and hope that they have that heart inside of them.
Reflecting on your Triple Crown victory with Supreme Soul, what are the key factors that led to that success?
Well, I've won 2 legs of the Triple Crown on many occasions. Never ever won the Triple Crown until Supreme Soul. And what we felt with Supreme Soul is that the hardest one was going to be the first one, because it was a mile, the Guineas. In those days, the second one was the Derby and the third one was the St. Leger. And we felt that there wasn't going to be an issue going 12 or 10, that the key would be the Guineas. So we trained him basically with the idea of bringing him to the Guineas, not 100%, if that sounds like, if it makes sense. Because the reason for that is we know we had to keep him at his optimum best, that when he reached the St. Leger, that he would be 100%. So ideally you wanted it, the Guineas at 80, the Derby at 90, the St. Leger at 100%. So we trained him with that idea in mind, and funnily enough, he won the Guineas. It was the easiest it ended up being, because he won going away in the Guineas. In the Derby, I thought he still won comfortably, and then in the St. Leger he almost lost the Triple Crown to my other horse, Tuna Ciliata, who was coming off of a little bit of a layoff, and it was nail-biting at the end, but he got the job done.
How you feel the racehorsing industry here at Caymanas Park? Has it improved or not improved?
All right, so since SVRL has taken over, there's certainly, it would be unfair for anybody to say it hasn't improved. I mean, we have to remember that when SVRL took over the racetrack, we weren't even getting paid our purses in a matter of 2 weeks. Sometimes it was 2-3 months before we were getting paid. And therefore, in fact, that's how ISP Finance came on board, because what they would do is lend you the money, basically, your purse money, at a percentage. So you're actually losing some, but you're at least getting it back at the same time. So when SVRL came and took over, that was a great benefit to the horsemen, because most horsemen, whether owners or trainers, they're going to put their money right back into the horses again. So it was very important for us to get paid within 10 to 14 days. So that was good. They gave us a bump up in purse at that stage. I think what they have done really well is sell our product overseas. You know, the commingling and the different betting platforms that they have done a world of good for the horse racing industry, of getting it out there in the world that anybody can watch Caymanas Park Racing from anywhere in the world, whether it be on YouTube or on their platform at SVRL, CaymanasRacing.com. So, you know, they've done fantastic with that. Obviously, we would all like more purse increase, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and I strongly believe that if we continue on this trajectory where we are, that too will follow.
Say someone who wants to become an owner, what are the steps to say I want to Anthony Nunes to be my trainer?
Right. Well, I mean, you know, you come and visit us at Caymanas Park, whether it be Anthony Nunes or any other trainer for that matter. You know, come and see what you'll be investing in. come and ask as many questions as you want, because you don't want to be investing in something that you know nothing about, that you go in blind, because we're like a stock market, right? You are investing.
Yeah.
So, you know, come and ask questions and come and look and see if you like the answers that you're getting, and see how somebody runs their stable. And the results on the track are obviously the most important, but you want to see what happens behind the scenes and how that individual interacts with their workers, whether it be their grooms or their assistants and the jockeys. You know, I would certainly suggest that if you're going to invest in horse racing, see what it is you're going to invest in before actually putting your money into it.
Yeah, because I want to be an owner as well, but there's a stigma over racehorses that you don't make no money or you lose money or you just for the fun. What is your thought on that?
Well, okay, so that's a partial right statement that you're making. So if anybody is coming into horse racing that I'm going to make millions, don't do it. That's not what it is. What horse racing is fun money. So meaning, if you have disposable income, so you know what your salary is, you paid all your bills at home and so forth and so on. Instead of paying a golf membership at Caymanas Golf and Country Club, instead of owning a boat and you go to Line Key every weekend, you own a racehorse. It's the fun of it, it's the enjoyment of spending time around this animal, around the people that take care of this animal, and there's nothing like watching your horse come onto the racetrack in your set of colors. You named him from when he was a young horse, and to top it off, you see him coming down the stretch in front to win a race, and then be able to take a picture with your family and friends and enjoy the entire aspect of owning a racehorse. But I would never go into it thinking I'm going to make millions of dollars. But what I tell a lot of my clients that come in is my job is to make you break even. So if I can make you break even, that it hasn't cost you, but you have had a great time doing it, then I've done my job.
Looking ahead, what are your goals for the remainder of the racehorse season?
Yeah, my goal, I mean, I've never won the Mute Mile. I never won the Diamond Mile. I ran second in the Diamond Mile 3 times and 3/3. Never won it. And I've started off and I've never won the Mute Mile. So obviously that's a goal, to win the Mute Mile. People automatically think the championship is the championship is great, and I think that tops off your career, that you have. Yes, I've won 3 trainers championships. That's great. It's not my number one goal anymore. If it happens, it's great and I'll accept it. My number one goal is to continue to be competitive and competing in the best races that Jamaica have. I take a lot of pride in the fact that we have won 6 Jamaica derbies and 2 Trinidad derbies. They're huge. My goal is to win 10. So, that's still driving me. We've won at least 4 Colts Guineas and Phillies Guineas, and I think we've won about 5 Oaks now after Linguist. So we've won. Those are the races that I want to win, and compete in them. And they're very difficult to win. And that's really what my goal is, to win those type of races. And as I said, if the championship comes with it, that's awesome.
Cool. I want to get back to the Mote Mile, because that race is a very hectic race of the year. Everybody looking forward to it. Yeah. We'll talk about Linguist. What preparation you make for Linguist for the Oaks?
Yeah, so we chose a different way to go with Linguist. We never felt, and we still know, she was not an out-and-out stayer. Her mom actually ran second in the Oaks, bilingual, to Marlene My Love. And she ran second because she was talented, but she just couldn't outstay Marlene My Love. So here came Linguist, and we felt the same way. So she ran, I thought, a really nice race in the Guineas, but she was beaten quite comfortably by Burning Hedge. Beat her, I think, by about 5.5 lengths. But between her and the third horse was about 8 lengths, so she beat the rest of the fillies comfortably. So going into the Oaks and knowing that Burning Hedge would be going to the Derby was a benefit for us. So we knew, okay, Burning Hedge was really the horse that we had to beat. And she's gone on to the Derby instead of the Oaks. So that gave us an opportunity to say, okay, we're going to run in the Oaks. But I had a decision to make. Would I run in the St. Leger 4 weeks before, or would I go another route? I just felt that being that she was not a stayer, that running her in 2 10-furlong races 4 weeks apart was not going to be beneficial for her.
Yeah,
so my job was to get her to the one and only 10-furlong race that she's going to run in, the happiest, the freshest, you know, just have her just dying to go on that day. So we chose to run her I wanted to prep her in like a 7-furlong restricted stakes race. There wasn't any on the program. We chose to run in a 6-furlong behind Supernatural Power, who is a really talented filly. But we got what we wanted out of the race. So we rode her as if we were going to ride her in a 7-furlong race. Omar Walker did the job because Dick wasn't here. And we laid off and then came home, ran second quite a ways behind Supernatural Power. But we got what we wanted to get out of it, which was a nice prep for the Oaks.
I have some other question, but I'm going to get into the Motor Mile a little bit.
Right.
What preparation have you made coming to this Motor Mile 2025, December 6th?
All right, well, the key was for us with Barnaby was to win the Ian Levy, which we succeeded in doing. We wanted to get him in from early so that we didn't have to spend a lot of time at the end of the season running him in races that I didn't want to run him in. Because again, same sort of thing, I want him to be fresh, I want him to be sound. We already know he's talented, but we just wanted him to have him perfectly come December. And if I won the Ian Levy, I could choose how I wanted his schedule for the rest of the year leading up to the Motor Mile. So that was very important. Now, like horse racing, we had set aside, we picked out the Shiza Manita mile race. That is where we were going to come back after the April race, the Ian Levy. And lo and behold, the week before this last race, he gets he got what you call popped a splint. So the splint bone, so it ended up getting like a swelling on his splint bone. Now the splint bone is a non-weight bearing bone, so it's not a very important bone in the horse's body. So we had to miss the race. So we dealt with that, gave him some more time off. But then the next race on the calendar was the 9-furlong and 25 yard, in which Gravano beat Foncandon and he ended up running 4th. But now it was 9 and 25. He's coming off of a long layoff from April. So he needed that run, and he ran 4th. He basically ran flat, is what I would describe it. He didn't run up to his ability, and he ran flat. And there's no excuses, he just didn't run his race. But he came out, he's fine. He's back in training, and more than likely we're going to run one time before the Motor Mile and then straight into the Motor Mile. So that would be for him.
That's the horse you're bringing for the Motor Mile.
Well, well, fortunately for me as well, we have another horse which was purchased last weekend. A horse called Nautical Star, who Safi Joseph trained, and he was sold to Mr. Mohammed from Guyana, who races on the One Guyana Racing. They won the Sandy Lane Gold Cup in Barbados this year. So he purchased Nautical Star from Safi Joseph, and he's actually in quarantine now as we speak. And so he is supposed to land in Jamaica on October 8th, and hopefully everything will go smoothly and he'll be another entrant we'll have in
for Mr. Nunes?
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about injury, Barnaby injury. How do you handle horses that have an injury?
What's that?
How do you handle horses with injuries?
Well, it depends on the injury. I mean, there's some that are minor, there's some that are more serious. But what I can tell you about injuries, the quicker that you attack it, is the better.
It's better. How do you hope to be remembered in the horse racing industry?
I hope to be remembered as a professional, to be honest. Somebody who is of integrity, professionalism, and I hope at the end of the day that people can talk about me like how they spoke about my father. And that was that he was a gentleman, he was very nice to work with, he was a good human being, and further down is that he was a really good trainer. But it's most important that people like me for who I am and how I treated them.
What has been your most rewarding aspect in your career?
My most rewarding, obviously, is winning my first championship with my mother being alive, because that was also very important to her. My father was a champion trainer as well, and it was not only important to me but to her as well, because she was very, very supportive of my entire career. And she passed in 2020, And so our first
And
championship
condolence.
was 2019, and she was certainly alive and knew what was going on, and it was very pleasing and a proud moment for us both.
So my condolence to you, man.
Yeah, man. No problem.
What advice would you give to individuals looking to pursue a career in horse racing?
As a trainer?
As a trainer.
As a trainer, I would say find a good trainer to be an assistant to. Go and sit. I know that, so the way the Racing Commission is set up, I think it's 4 or 5 years you have to be an assistant trainer for. And a lot of people, I've heard other people complain that it's too long. It's not too long. If you want to be a proper trainer, find yourself a Philip Fiani, find yourself Jason DaCosta and Anthony Nunes, people, Patrick Lynch, those type of individuals who have been in the game and long, who have been successful training a number of horses, and just spend time around them for that 3 or 4 year period before you go into the trainer's school. Because if you're going to take it on seriously and you're going to do it as a profession, you need to see how it is done at that certain level.
So you have 70 horses on the barn. Could you show us a couple of them?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, we can start with this young man having a bath right there right now. He just came back from the sea. That's Barnaby.
It's Barnaby.
So if you want to see him from the side.
So guys, this is Barnaby.
Rebel, just give him a lead there. Young man wants to see if I know about us. Come, Pops.
This is Barnaby, Anthony Nunes right here, people.
Come. He has a really nice disposition. You know, he's quiet and he loves to work. That's what I love about him. He enjoys going out in the mornings and working.
Question, do you have a favorite horse that you're trained?
Well, I'm not supposed to have favorites. just like kids, you're not supposed to have favorites, right?
That's true.
So, but they're certainly, they have personalities just like human beings, eh?
Not too many
So there's some that, you know, that are easy to deal with, and then you have some that are just
difficult.
Very, very difficult. But I mean, the job of a really good trainer is to work around the idiosyncrasies of every horse. And you can't train all of them the same. You can't deal with all of them the same. And it's also very important that you put the right horse with the right groom.
Yes.
Because grooms have personalities as well, obviously, like all humans. So do the horses. So you find that certain horses and certain grooms mesh well. If you don't have the right mesh, they too will struggle. So you know you may have to make a change every now and then. So.
All right, let's show our next horse.
All right, Rebel, you can come back.
It's a plain crab.
Can show you some.
Next important question. Mm-hmm. How you feel the importance of your horse schooling at the gate, with the best gate crew?
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, you see me there on a Thursday especially, is when we take a lot of horses to the gate. And I'm telling you, our gate crew works hard. It's a very dangerous job, eh? Because I'm sure you'll see that down there.
Yeah.
You know, when we're there videoing, you may see nothing dangerous, but you know, there are really some horses there that are very, very difficult, and those guys should be. This is not a knock on SVRL, but they need more money.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't enough money that they get for.
I'm there and a lot of stuff happen. Like one of them, the horse rail and knock him and hit out his teeth.
Yeah, man.
Lose
Yeah,
a teeth because of that. So
Well, the teeth is the least. I mean,
so the people lose their life.
remember you're talking about 12 and 1500 pound animals in a very small space. And some of them get claustrophobic, and you are a man that's weighing 150, 180 pounds. If they want to impose their will on you, there's nothing that they can do. So, you know, it's a job that has to be a love and a passion, just like all the jobs in horse racing. So come, let's look at. So let's. That's Captain Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow?
Yeah. Come, no bother with it. He will grab you.
Yeah. Realize how fast him pull up.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Captain Sparrow. Alright.
T-stock, that's T-stock out there as well.
The guys stuck with Robbie.
Yeah, man. I can take some videos of him too.
Well, then around 20 years from this morning, and go for 75 from there.
Okay.
We can put service over.
Is it stuck?
All right, thank you very much.
No. Go on, say it.
Alright. Next horse trainer.
Yeah, this is a 2-year-old by Spun to Run. Hey, sweet boy. Now, I'm sure if you saw my YouTube channel, you see me talk about Sir Don.
Yeah.
Mr. Webby's imported thrill. Well, this is him here. Stop that. Go around, let us see you. Come. Don't get vexed. All right, I know you're eating.
So what is the importance of keeping the horses cool?
Well, the summer is very, very hot, by the way. So, in fact, we lost a horse from heat stroke last week. Wow. A young 2-year-old, yeah. So he had a temperature of 108 at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, so we have a lot of big fans. Majority of the horses have fans in their stall. We have 4 air-conditioned stalls as well for horses who suffer from dry coatedness, because if they can't cool down.
Do you feel like they need more AC or air conditioning?
Well, no, it's not necessarily they need an AC. I mean, what happened is these old-time stables that, for example, this stable was built, I'm sure, in the 70s. If you notice, the walls are very high. So what happened is the heat and the ceiling is low on top of it. So what happened is the heat gets insulated and is driving in on the horses. Whereas the newer barns, which are Philip Fianna's barn, Stephen Todd, Jason Acosta, Wacky Lynch, those stalls that were built were really nicely built because the ceilings were high, the stalls only went up to about halfway, the walls in between. So the ventilation was nice and cool, and so that's ideal. If I had a complaint about this barn, and a lot of the barns here at Fianna's Park, is the heat.
The heat.
You know, it's really, really hot for them. I don't know if you want to see down.
Yeah, man. All 2-year-olds. Everybody would like to see.
Right, so this is Rebel. You just pull him down for that. Yeah. You pull that, bro.
And this is?
All right, so this is a colt by Violence, another imported colt. We can just lead him around the stall there, Rebel. So I think you were at the gate on Thursday when he actually broke out. Yeah, so as you can see, he's a big fella.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very nice.
can you imagine being in the starting gate with him? All right, thanks, Rebel. This here is another imported colt we have. He's by Global Campaign. So we also bought him as well at the Keeneland sale last year as a yearling. And he's actually grown into this massive looking colt as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so nice looking horses over the stable trainer.
Yeah, we do have a really nice, especially 2-year-olds. We have a really nice set of 2-year-olds. We have another son of Mitoli over on the back range that was also bought at the Keeneland sale, along with him and the Spunter Run. They were all bought out at the same sale. Obviously different prices,
Yeah.
but look, they don't know how much we paid for them either. So, you know, it doesn't mean that the most expensive one will be the best one.
Yeah, true.
That's the beauty of horse racing. I'm actually going back on Sunday again to the same sale.
Okay.
So I'll be away next week at that sale. Hopefully we can get some more nice horses. But I mean, obviously this colt and the Violence colt you just saw, they're big. We're giving them more time to, you know, fill into those bodies that they have. Whereas the Spunter Run colt is a smaller colt. All being well, he should race within another month or so. And then the Mitoli colt also is a horse that we're aiming towards the end of the year as well. Okay. So, this is Buzz Nightmare out of Rackham's Mistress. He is a half brother to Captain Sparrow and Captain Calico. So he's a 2-year-old. We haven't galloped him yet. Although he's chestnut, he's built like Captain Sparrow. If you look at him, he's very long and he's not precocious. Doesn't look like he will race at 2. Just taking his own sweet time coming along. We're just going to have to wait on him.
Okay. I feel the importance of the vet to checking the race
no,
horses.
well, a vet is very important to the barn. You need to have a good vet with you. Go ahead and pass through. Yeah, you have to have a good vet. That's T-Stock who you saw earlier.
Yeah.
This is Uncaptured Empress.
Wait?
Uncaptured Empress.
Captured Empress.
This is the Oaks winner. Linguist.
2025 Oaks winner, guys. See that? 2025 Oaks winner.
Yeah, that's Smart Trick.
Smart Trick.
He ran disappointingly on Saturday. I was very disappointed in him. We scoped him after the race. He was clean. He came out in great shape. Those are the ones that boggle your mind as a trainer, that they work well, they're a picture of health. You expect everything to go well, and then after a half mile, he just lets go. And you do the things afterwards now. You scope to see if he has any mucus, if there's any bleeding, if there's any displacement of his soft palate, and everything comes back clean. So those are the ones that drive you crazy at night, because you just don't understand why all of a sudden his last 3 runs now have not been
Top perform.
what he usually performs at. So, you know, just go back to the drawing board and try and figure him out. Let's take a, so this here now is what we call 25. So this is another line of 25 horses. So we have the main barn, and then this barn. Actually, the Hussies built this barn, this set of 25. This is a son of I Am the One. He's a 2-year-old as well. Remember, I Am the One won the Guineas. I want to believe it was in 2019 as well.
I Am the One. Son of I Am the One.
Stop. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude.
I'm a bite.
Yeah, so that's Tia Maria.
Tia Maria.
Tia Maria. So she was Mr. Webby's horse as well. She ran in the first 2-year-old race that Salute the Dawn one, which was Mr. Webby's. Right, this is Tia Maria. She's going to be a really nice filly, by the way. I mean, she's not a 3-furlong horse, but she's, remember that name.
Tia Maria.
Yeah, road girl.
So it's the importance of
Sorry?
good treatment of the horse. Tell us let's explain it now. Why good treatment bring out the best in the horses?
Well, look, when you have your dog or your pet at home, you know, the more you treat them is the more they love you. So if you take care of them, I really believe they will take care of you. You understand what I'm saying? One thing I don't accept, this is Wow Wow out of Curlin's Macbeth. He's actually a very nice 2-year-old as well. He's a nice mover. Wow Wow hasn't been bad as a stallion. His first crop is a crop with enthusiasm. They're not bad horses, I'm going to tell you that. So they're sound, they're correct, and they're honest. So, you know, so far so good and he's a local stallion, and that's why that's important, why I mentioned it. Yeah, so to get back to horses, one thing, as I was saying to you, that I don't accept with grooms, striking my horses. If I find out or catch you, it's reported to me that you have slapped one of the horses or taken something and hit them, there's no second chance for me with that. Because as I said to you, this is like somebody slapping my children. I mean, all 70 of them, they have different personalities. Yes, some are not friendly like others, but I love all of them. So, you know, and I think that if we're going to get the best out of them,
You have to treat them right.
you have to treat them right. This is Neo Star.
Yeah, Star.
He's an old boy. We bought him out of the sale last year. Real honest colt. He's back down in overnight allowance now, so I expect him to win again soon.
Okay.
I'm trying to mention ones that you would be interested in.
Yeah.
Oh, this
My
is
sleep.
yeah, man. As you can feel it, it can. Yeah, a minute. Fast asleep. That's actually a good sign. I love to see when they lie down. Because horses can also sleep while standing up. Yeah?
Okay.
So they have a mechanism where they lock their 4 feet and they won't topple over when they're sleeping. So when they lie down and take the weight off of their legs, it's always a good thing.
Like your time to rest.
Right, exactly.
Especially being a horse that race.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to find. I was trying to. I don't know where Ballad must take out the Mitole must be outside.
Oh.
That's a really nice coat too that has on the black blinkers.
Yeah.
Right, so he is by Savoy Stomp out of Texas Missy. Texas Missy's Oral Hayden trained a filly called that won the Fana Griffiths last year. Oh Lord, Elusive Quality or something like that, a Chestnut filly. Essential Quality, something like that. So that's her half brother that we purchased from Hampstead's last year. But he's a nice 2-year-old and training well. We have high hopes for him as well. That's my Triple Crown winner, and he's now my pony, so he has a second career, Supreme Soul. So he works 3 or 4 horses every morning. A pony is also vital to my stable. I mean, not every stable uses them, but I find that horses that are hard for the jockeys to hold, and even if you put on draw reins on them, they're still very difficult, and they train too hard every morning, because you can't have them working hard every morning. Supreme Soul goes with the pony rider, clips onto them, and you can take them at the speed that you want them to go at, which is ideal.
So when a horse get finishes racing career, where do they end up?
Well, that's a sad part about horse racing all over the world again, but more and more all over the world and in Jamaica.
Their foundations.
Right, their foundations now that are starting. Finally in Jamaica, we're now starting that as well, that we find second homes for them or second careers, you know. So back in the day it used to be like polo or equestrian, but more and more now you have tourists that will come and purchase, not tourists, the
Resorts?
The resorts that have different riding schools and has offer riding to their guests will come and get them as well. So you're either giving them away free or you're selling them very cheap. But it's always nice to have them as have a second career. Because I mean, look at Supreme Soul. Supreme Soul loves what he does. I mean, if you take him and turn him out on a farm, he would more than likely struggle. You know what I mean? Because he's used to being competitive. When you watch him in the morning working with the horses, you can see the enjoyment on his face. He loves doing what he's doing. He gets out every morning.
A true racehorse.
Yeah, he gets exercise and he loves it. He truly loves it. And so I think it's great if we could do more of that. So I have, for example, down at Orange Valley, so I go down to Orange Valley 4 times a year looking at the foals and the yearlings. And down there I have Tuna Ciliata and Siempre Bueno are both retired. And oh God, you want to see them down. They are just round and fat and healthy and just living life. And to me, that's the way it should be. I mean, so Tuna Ciliata and Siempre Bueno are 2 A-class horses for me that did a lot for me and the owners and the grooms and those who he interacted with on a daily basis. So it's nothing more satisfying for me to see them enjoying life rather than somebody let them go somewhere and they just go to waste. So you have to love it, bro.
Yes.
Right?
I realize I have to love the racehorse.
You have to love them. Have to.
So bringing a horse to the sea, what is the difference between the sea and the pool?
All right, well, sea is better for them for natural reasons, that the sea has a lot of minerals in it, whereas the pool is just stagnant water. It's a horse can swim around a pool, because remember, swimming actually in the pool is a lot harder, because there's no waves.
Dead water.
Right, it's dead water, so they're swimming in it. It's not as clean. You maybe can give them, I think, I would never swim a horse more than, say, 10 rounds of a swimming pool. Whereas out at sea, it's just a nice experience for them. They get a drive out in a trailer, they go and spend an hour at the beach, whether it is waiting to go in and swim, then swim, coming back. So it's also very good mentally for them. I remember when my dad trained in Barbados. You ever been to Barbados?
No.
So Barbados can fit in Jamaica, right? It's a small island. You can drive around it in one day. But the racetrack was right near the sea. And every Sunday morning, when I was a little boy, my dad would lead at least 20 horses out of the 40 he had in Barbados. We would all be walking down the road, leading with the grooms, leading the horses straight to the sea.
Straight to the sea.
And they would just, some of them wouldn't necessarily swim, they would just go and soak. And you see them playing in the water, and there are tourists right there, and they used to really enjoy it. And so training racehorses is not only about being on the track, and it also has to do with the mental side of things, right? They have to be happy mentally for them to respond to you the way you want them to respond. They they have to be in the right frame of mind for them to accept what it is you're trying to teach them.
Okay. Thank you, Anthony Nunes, for
Yeah,
this
man.
nice reasoning with
Yeah,
you,
man. Same
learning
here, no
business
problem, anytime.
and stuff. But guys, if you can follow the trainer on his YouTube channel, we gladly appreciate it, you know?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Anthony Nunes Racing, right?
Yep.
All right, my people.
All right. God bless.
All right, God bless, and we're out.
All right, my friend.